The scream echoed to the Hall of Concord before the blow even landed, and in that frozen instant, every species in Galactic Council understood they had made a catastrophic mistake. They had summoned humanity to be judged, cataloged, and, if necessary, contained. Earth was labeled a death world, its people reckless, violent, emotionally unstable. I stood behind the human delegation dais, watching the translators shimmer in the air, watching 1,000 alien eyes study us like dangerous animals. None of us were prepared for what happened next. And that was only the beginning. My name is Elias Rourke, former planetary envoy, current witness to a war that started with a single raised hand. Humanity had sent diplomats, scientists, and exactly one civilian family to prove we weren't monsters. Mara Kincaid had insisted on bringing her daughter. They need to see we're more than soldiers, she'd said. I believed her. I wish I hadn't, because the galaxy was about to learn what happens when you hurt a human child. The alien commander who struck her was called Vethrix Tal, a towering Arthrexian clad in ceremonial armor grown from living crystal. His species ruled 3 sectors through preemptive discipline. When little Lena wandered forward, curious, her fingers brushing the light hologram of the council seal, Vethrix interpreted it as a threat. His limb moved faster than the translators could warn us. A sharp crack split the air. Lena's small body hit the floor and didn't move. What I saw next changed everything. For a heartbeat, the universe went silent. No alarms, no shouting, just a child crumpled on a floor meant for gods. Mara screamed her daughter's name, collapsing beside her, hands shaking as she tried to wake a body that was already gone. The council buzzed in confused outrage. An accident, they claimed. A misunderstanding of customs. Vethrix didn't even look down. And in that moment, every human present felt something ancient rise in their bones. They ordered us to stand down. They threatened sanctions, orbital interdiction, extinction protocols. We didn't hear them. Our soldiers didn't draw weapons. They knelt around Lena's body, around Mara, who rocked back and forth, whispering lullabies through tears. The Arthrexians mistook our stillness for submission. That was their second mistake. Because humans don't go quiet when they surrender. They go quiet when they decide. But that was only the beginning. Earth's response didn't come as a fleet. It came as silence. For 3 days, all human signals went dark. No commerce pings. No military chatter. The council congratulated itself, assuming we'd retreated to lick our wounds. Vethrix Tal returned home a hero, praised for demonstrating Arthrexian dominance over volatile Deathworlders. None of them noticed a subtle shift in stellar traffic. The way stars seemed to blink out of alignment. None of them were prepared for the truth. On the 4th day, the council reconvened. I was still there, technically a prisoner, watching delegates argue over reparations. That's when the doors opened without permission. No announcement, no escort, just a pressure wave that made even ancient beings recoil. A human war cadre entered, not in armor, but in black ceremonial dress. Their leader was General Amara Holt, eyes hollow, voice steady as a drawn blade. She carried a sealed stasis reliquary in her hands. She didn't shout. She didn't threaten. She walked to the center of the chamber and placed the reliquary on the floor. "We came to ask for justice," she said softly. "You answer with violence." The council demanded explanation. Vethrix Tal appeared on the holostage, sneering. "Your weakness proves my point," he said. "Your offspring trespass." That's when General Holt activated the field, and the galaxy collectively stopped breathing. Inside the reliquary was Vethrix Tal's head, perfectly preserved, eyes frozen wide in realization. Gasps rippled across species incapable of fear. The Arthrexian delegation erupted, demanding how a human strike team had breached their capital. Holt's answer was simple. "You called us Deathworlders," she said. You studied our wars, our predators, our chaos. You never studied our love. She explained how humans had mapped our Threxian security in hours, how our soldiers had walked through environments considered unsurvivable, how no defense mattered once the objective became personal. What I heard next changed everything. They hadn't killed Vethrix in rage. They'd captured him alive. They'd shown him Lena's recordings, her laughter, her drawings. They'd asked him if the blow was still justified. He'd tried to explain doctrine. He'd begged. And when he finally understood what he'd done, when fear finally reached his eyes, they ended it, not for vengeance, for balance. The council called it barbaric. Holt nodded. So is striking a child, she replied. That should have been the end. But the real twist came next. Holt revealed Lena hadn't been chosen at random. The council had quietly required a civilian presence to test human emotional control under stress. Lena was the variable, the experiment. Mara Kincaid's grief echoed in my memory as the truth sank in. The council hadn't just allowed the blow. They'd engineered the moment. And now, the galaxy was holding its breath. General Holt looked at the assembled powers. We are not asking for forgiveness, she said. We are issuing a warning. Humanity would withdraw from the council. Any harm to a human civilian, anywhere by any species, will be answered in kind, not with fleets, with precision, with inevitability. The council threatened war. Holt smiled, tired and sad. You already started one, she said. We're just ending the illusion. As they left, Mara Kincaid walked beside them, carrying a small urn. She didn't look at the reliquary. She didn't need to. Her daughter's justice had been delivered, but her loss remained. I followed. Knowing my role as observer was over, humanity had crossed a line the galaxy didn't know existed, and the stars would never look at us the same way again. Years later, historians would argue whether the council could have survived if they'd apologized, if they'd knelt, if they'd understood sooner. I don't speculate anymore. I remember the sound of that first scream, the silence that followed, and the weight of a head hitting polished stone. In the end, the galaxy learned a simple truth too late. On a death world, love is the most dangerous weapon of all.